folks. It's all anyone's talking about tonight, and so I decided I would devote some time to talk about it. Why not? The city of Las Vegas, Clark County, and southern Nevada is partying as they are wont to do and as they know how to do because they have an expansion draft for the Las Vegas Golden Knights, which is really a cool name. It ought to be the name for their football team, the Las Vegas Golden Knights hockey team, the Las Vegas Golden Knights NFL football team. Just saying, you get the idea. But the bottom line is, this is a very big deal for a city that is trying to rise above. Stream is good. I'm checking the stream here. Rise above its past image as a city of gamblers and, let's face it, mobsters. Hey Barry Lee, how you doing? How are you? And hope all is well out there. I am focusing on you and my Barry Lee. How do you feel? Tell us how you're feeling, Barry. Hey Barry, give us a thumbs up, folks. By the way, that's awesome. Barry's strong. Barry's strong. Let's see, Barry's strong. This is a heck of a day. Hey Joseph. Hey Donis. Hey Corvette. How are you? How are you all doing? Hey, we have got to talk about this. This is a big deal. I think this is a massively big deal. And so let's see what happened with the... Hey Ruben, how are you? Hey Barry, how are you? BB8, what is it? BR back got to send a tweet. Thank you, Barry, because I sent one too. Thank you so much. Thank you so very, very much. Thank you so very, very much. And hey Steve, how you doing? How are you? 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 This is really great. Outstanding. Everybody's coming in here. This is really great. This is really fantastic. And oh hey, there is another great addition to the Zenny 62 stable of assistants. A person who should remain nameless, but is operating my Zenny 62 channel as I operate Zenny 62 live vlog. Thank you very much. Barry Lee says done. This is really great. Now that everybody's here, let's go to the real news right here. You ready? Right here. Put this on large. Put this. I'll turn this around like so. Bam, like that. And you say, what is this? These are your Las Vegas Golden Knights, assuming, of course, you care about hockey. And even if you don't, and they are going to play your San Jose Sharks. So it's a good idea to get to know who they are. Who are they? Well, let's hear it from NBC Sports.
A recap of who is going to be headed here for the opening inaugural season of the Vegas Golden Knights. The home opener here inside this building on October 10th at T-Mobile, and a number of key players headed this way. A huge selection of draft picks. This team is going to be good not just now, but also in the future. Lots to look forward to, including the final
Whoa, who's that? Woo.
selection. So, Bill, please tell us who you're going to choose from the Anaheim Ducks.
From the Anaheim Ducks, the Vegas Golden Knights select Clayton Stoner.
Wait a minute. Did you hear that? The Vegas Golden Knights are selecting a guy named Stoner. And they just approved the use of medical marijuana, right? And recreational marijuana, right? I want to hear that again. Hold on a second. Just hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Bill, please tell us who you're going to choose from the Anaheim Ducks.
From the Anaheim Ducks, the Vegas Golden Knights select Clayton Stoner.
Yeah.
And the 2015
There he is, folks.
A defenseman played in a career-high 69 games for the...
Wait a minute, mark that. The first person taken, the first NHL player taken by the Las Vegas Golden Knights is a stoner. Clayton Stoner. 32 years old, 8 years, 6'4", 216 pounds, born in Port McNeill, British Columbia, previous team Anaheim Ducks. He's a stoner. Clayton Stoner. All right, and with that, I'm going to go back to your comments. What do you think about this development? Clayton Stoner. I think it's Clayton Stoner. Clayton. Oh, that's hilarious. Clayton Stoner. He's a stoner. I think that's funny. I think that's hilarious. Clayton Stoner. Clayton Stoner. Just Clayton Stoner. Boy, oh boy. Clayton Stoner. All right. That takes it. I'm sorry, that just takes it. Hey, John Marks, how you doing? What do you think of Clayton Stoner from the Las Vegas Golden Knights? Clayton Stoner. Now, sorry about the noise. That's going to come through on the video with this tripod, but I'm straightening it out here, okay? And I'll put this over here, and then I can go and move, and we can continue talking about these developments. Yeah, Barry. Hey, Barry, so what do you think of Clayton Stoner? Clayton Stoner is the name, the name of the first NHL expansion draft player picked by the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Maniac. What do you think of the name Clayton Stoner? Clayton Stoner. I'm just trying to wrap my mind around Clayton Stoner. Clayton Stoner. I just can't. I can't wrap my mind around that. Oh, do I think Carr is worth $25 million a year? No, I don't. I'll say that straight out. Why? Because other than emotions, I don't see that Derek Carr. Hey, John Mark says I think Clanton is a stoner. No, I don't think Carr is worth $25 million. I wasn't going to put that in a comment because I don't dislike the man. I think he has to work his way up to that. And if the Raiders pay him that much, I think they're fools. I'm sorry, I just do. I just do. Now, my question is, all right, beyond Clayton Stoner. Maniac, how are you doing? Clayton Stoner. Okay, so who else did they get? They had Bill Foley. The whole list is done here. So let's go and find out what the Las Vegas Golden Knights did in the expansion draft. Let me just get the whole list of players rather than play the entire. Well, I can't really do that on this anyway. I'll get into trouble, right? But let's see what was done here. Vegas is holding all the cards in the expansion draft. All the attention's on Las Vegas. The NHL awards and expansion draft were underway at T-Mobile Arena. Because they ended. And you want to see a party? Take a look at this. But hey, look, folks. I want you to take a look at something. All right, take a look at this photograph. Right? But I want you to see something. Watch this. Here's the photograph, okay? But look, not every seat, okay? See this? That's an empty seat. Those are empty seats over there. Okay? So those are the folks that are there for the draft. This is at the arena, right? But not every seat is filled. What's the rest of it look like? Ooh. I'm just wondering, okay? I mean, it's a spectacle, and it's creating, it's getting noticed on Google Trends and all this. But what's going on here? You know what? I'm going to take this out of its eye. Sorry. I'm just going to move the tripod from this. This tripod is causing the noise that you might hear. So I removed the tripod. I'm going handheld, okay? So there we go. Now, I think it's going to work out better that way. Anyway, this is ridiculous, folks. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. All right? Look at these seats. See that? Look at that. Empty. That dude is standing. What's the rest of it look like? I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying. Now, in terms of the players, this guy did a live vlog and everything. These are NHL reporters. This NHL reporter that I'm looking at right now, his name is Dan Maraza. He is of the Golden Knights. He works for the Golden Knights. He's operating their Twitter account apparently, and he said he asked how good is this Golden Knights roster, and he said it can't be asked. Well, yeah, I mean we really don't know until October rolls around. But you know what? I'm excited for Las Vegas to have hockey in October. That's cool. You know, that really is cool. And I'm going to go to a game. I won't lie to you. That's exciting. I think Las Vegas should have pro sports, just not the Raiders. And it's exciting to have this right down the strip, right next to Cosmopolitan and area. You can walk over there. All right. That is really cool. And I don't know how many times I can say that is really cool. I mean, the philosophy here apparently is to start from the net out, and that's the idea. So they've got they took the 3-time Stanley Cup winning goalie from the Pittsburgh Penguins, who won the championship last week, and that be Marc-Andre Fleury. That was smart. So basically, starting from the net out, and you know the old saying, offense sells tickets. Defense wins championships. And then look at this, okay? Look at this. I mean, you gotta love this pure excitement. Look at this. Hold on a second. Look at that. All the media around. You got the draft down there, hanging out. That's pretty cool stuff, okay? That's pretty cool stuff. I like it. Now, the bottom line is, who did they get other than Fleury? Where's the flurry of activity? Expansion draft. Follow along. Let's see here. Rules. Golden Knight pleased with expansion draft selections. Well, if they weren't, I don't think they would say that they weren't, right? And who did they get? There's the owner, Bill Foley, right there. He spent he did it the right way. No, it's not. So I'll get to your question, Joseph. I'm coming back, but he did it the right way. Bill Foley spent $500 million of his own money, on the Las Vegas Golden Knights. What I'm looking for right now is a roster of guys I've never heard of, other than other than their goalie, who was previously a Pittsburgh Penguin guy. All right, and I'm not finding what I'm looking for, and I don't want to miss what your comments are, so I'm going back here, and I'm back here. All right, now let's see here. Going back to Rick Rice, how you doing? Now we hear Barry Lee. Yeah, Corvette says Carr has to prove himself not worth $25 million. Right. Well, I want him to prove he's worth $25 million. I want him to play into it. Okay. That's what I'd like for him to see, if he wants $25 million, if that's what his agent wants. Now, Barry Lee says, I guess it's appropriate considering Vegas Raider fans will need it when they lose the Raiders to Oakland. Exactly. Corvette says he hasn't ever had a playoff game yet. No, he hasn't. Here's the reason. Some of you may wonder, well, how come I'm talking about the Las Vegas Golden Knights? It's not necessarily because it's the Raiders. It's sports. And it happens to be the number one Google trend. Everybody is searching for something about this deal, just to see, what the excitement is about, what the talk is about, right? So I would be stupid to not have a stream that focused to some degree on the Golden Knights. But as you and I all know, we have a reason to use the Golden Knights as a jumping off point to talk about Raiders issues in Las Vegas and out, like that whole FAA issue. Ooh. Anyway, let's see here. And Derek Carr. Now, John Marks says, will the Las Vegas Golden Knights losing interest already? I think it's overblown. Well, but look, it's getting interest on the internet because people want to, show up. But will that translate into sellouts? We'll see. I think this season will be the test. I'm going to say I think it will for the most part. because it's new, and I I want to say that the next year and the year after that will be the real tests. This is the novelty year. The next year after that, still within what I call the 3-year novelty period, and then after that. But if the decline starts this year, and then that's a bad sign. What I mean by that is, if you walk into a typical game and 30 to 40% of the seats are empty, that's a bad sign. You want sellouts. You want what the San Jose Sharks have, right? I would like to have them called the Oakland Sharks. We'll see. So anyway, now hockey in Las Vegas makes no sense. Look at how Phoenix has struggled. That's what I'm talking about. Henry Flores says he's feeling bummed right now. Why? I don't know. Why are you feeling bummed, Henry? Joseph Jones says, Zinni, in your opinion, why aren't the forever Oakland guys go right after the league and Raiders with so much public knowledge of bad faith negotiations? Well, it takes time and money. They've got some of the money, and we need a little more time. Joseph Jones says, sorry, off topic. No, it's okay. No, not at all. Ruben O.T. says, hey, Zinni, is there any chance that St. Louis and or San Diego would jump on board this potential lawsuit? Ruben, that's a good question. I don't see why that can't happen. John Mark says, Derek Carr needs to prove himself. John Marks, I agree. Donut says, still bummed about yesterday's news. Of what news? Oh, you mean the election? No. 831 Scott. I think the Sharks need to bring in some younger players and let some of the older veteran players go. To the Golden Knights? Maybe they did. You'll have to see who went where. John Mark says, what happened, Donis? John, he's talking about... Donis is talking about the whole deal regarding the Georgia special election last night. And no, I'm not bummed about it at all. And I'll tell you. And the reason why I'm not bummed about it is simply because John Ossoff did not run the best campaign he could. He had this consistent weakness that was being used against him like a drum. And it was even uttered by Karen Handel as she cast her vote, which is, well, my opponent doesn't live in the district. My opponent doesn't live in the district. And I'm sorry, for as much attention as that race got, the bottom line is, you and I could not participate in it. We could go and help out, right? But at the end of the day, it's about the people of Fulton County, Cobb County, and DeKalb County voting. Not us. That's it. So, in Georgia. So, Maniac says, I love our quarterback, and I would have paid him about $15 million and work his way up. Yeah, I agree with you. Maniac. I think you're absolutely right. I really do. Now, something else I want to go to some pictures here regarding the Golden Knights. And the reason why is in this whole drafting, I want to look at pictures of the arena. I want to see who showed up, okay? Because that's still got me that's got me more than interested, all right? I'm curious to know how all that shakes out. This is what I'm doing. I'm pressing on images. Watch this, okay? So I'm trying to find crowd images, and I'm not finding them. Find maybe a video. Oh, the awards, okay? Here we go. Look at this, okay? Here's the awards, all right? That's Las Vegas that says 2016 awards. Excuse me. That's 2016. Because they had the awards last year in Vegas. T-Mobile was all lit up for the arena. So, let's see here. Trying to find, it's 2 hours ago. I'm trying to find the definitive. Oh, I know. Twitter. Hey, Twitter. Let's go to Twitter and have a look there. Twitter. Let's see here. Twitter.com. And let's see here. The FAA will examine whether the height of New Raider Stadium, well, we'll see. That's a tall sucker, man. That is a tall sucker. That's all there is to it. At any rate, let's see here. What do we have? NHL. NHL expansion draft. Let's do that. You know, this might be getting searched on Google, but it's not really making a dent in social media other than that. At least it's not right now. Maybe it was at one point. But this is what I'm doing here. Watch this. Twitter is over capacity. Please wait a few minutes and try again. Ooh, look at this. Twitter is over capacity. Please wait a few moments and try again. Look at that. Look at that. Hold on a second. I'm looking for photos. Okay, there. So we've got one photo there. Players, this is tonight. Okay. Vegas Golden Knights 2017, 6 picks there. This is a very bad connection. Jeez Louise, let me try this. Okay. Don't know why I keep getting this very bad connection deal, but whatever. Regardless, don't know who that. Yeah, okay. Eric Howla, NHL expansion draft. Nate Schmidt, Brendan Lepic, Colin Miller, Mark Methot, Dave Schlimiko, Dave Perron, Oscar Lindbergh, Griffin Reinhart from the Oilers, Alexei Emelian from the Chicago Blackhawks. Hey, San Jose Sharks, David Schmidt is gone. Wow. Knights, okay. Not much. What I'm trying to find is Connor Brinkley. What I'm trying to find are photos of, there we go. Hey, here we go, folks. This is it. All right. This is a photo of the arena for the expansion draft. Boy, there are a lot of people, huh? Maybe this was early. Maybe this was an early photograph. I mean, look, okay? Not a lot of people. All right? Not a lot of people. Wow, not a lot of people. Now, does that say anything for, the actual games? I certainly hope not. But not a lot of people at all. See, that's down front, right? So a lot of the photograph you saw was from here, right? So it looks like there's a lot of people. But look at this. This is not well attended. I'm sorry, this is not well attended. Look at all these seats down here that they thought were going to be filled. Look at that. Maybe this is the wrong. Maybe. Oh, you know what? Let me find some more photographs. This does not look good. Yeah, okay. See? Empty seats. Look at this. A lot of empty seats. Okay. Ooh. Folks outside coming in. This is early on. That's even earlier when there were fewer people. Okay. That's the Rouster. Golden Knights car. Flags. Vegas. Sig. Now, isn't that perfect, Vegas? Look at that. That's a Golden Knights cigar. Look at that, folks. That's a Golden Knights cigar. Look at that. Okay. That's T-Mobile Arena. Okay. More Rouster pictures. So my point is that let's see if we can try a video here. Let's see what's going on. Pay attention to this, all right? Videos. It's Wayne Gretzky. Okay. And this is the ovation for Flores, all right?
Street cred when he walks into the Las Vegas dressing room, and everybody around the league will know every time he suits up for Las Vegas, you got a chance to win. Mark Andre Fleury.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Right there. Okay, look. Stop right there. See that? Folks down front, but look at the top. See? Look at the top, all right? So, whoa, that should be of some concern. That should be of some concern, and that's what I was looking for. Woo. Okay, now we are back to the conversation. Sorry about that, folks. I had to get that out of the way because that's not a good look. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? 831 Scott says, the Golden Knights will probably sell out the first couple of seasons because it's the shiny new thing in town. I don't know about that, man. Because here's the deal. If a town is really that hyped up for its team and you have a party like that, I'm expecting that place to be filled. And they were too. They had seats on the floor. The majority of the seats were empty. Empty. Okay? I mean, what were they thinking? Wow. I am not one to say, well, okay, it was the draft. No, I'm sorry. If you're into your team and it's new, you want everybody there. Now, okay, you would say, well, that'll change if they go into the playoffs. Oh, come on. You know what I mean? Now, Steve Collins says tourists will buy the tickets. Will they? Ticket brokers are the ones that purchase most of the season tickets. Vegas is a tourist town and nothing more. Yeah, but that's my point is that, look, yeah, they're obviously a tourist town because you only had maybe 1/4 of the stadium, of the arena full. That's it. That's embarrassing, man. Wow. Corvette says, if Vegas wants a football team, then it should be expansion like the NHL. The Raiders belong to Oakland. But not only that, can you imagine? I can actually now imagine that this kind of situation with respect to the Raiders in Las Vegas. I really can. With respect to the cost. Now, the first game, all right. But preseason, people want to check out the stadium and all that. But after the 5th game, you'll start going now. If it gets that far. But this for hockey? Man, I am not impressed. I am not. John Mark says, remember the 1983 NFL season? ? LA Raiders never sold out in LA until playoff time. Well, you know what? Considering the distance close that Vegas is to LA, maybe some of that's rubbed off on Vegas, and it's going to rub off on their hockey team. Henry Flores says, thanks, John Marks. I just have to get back it. I'm set to retake it before football season. I missed this. Why is Henry... Why are you bummed, Mister? Maybe you said it here. John Marks, I missed your question. Wait a minute. Henry Flores says, I just got my results for my final licensing exam. Did not pass. Oh, I'm sorry, Henry. There was a lot of life drama that makes it difficult to study. I had to take it before year was up. We'll retake it before NFL season. Wow, sorry to hear that, Henry. I feel you about disappointments. I mean, I look at it this way: you're alive, and I remember I took the YouTube exam a few months ago, and you had to get 80% to pass. I got 77%. I mean, no, it was even worse than that. I got 79. No, but I needed 75%, and I got 74. That's what it was. It was 1% off. Boy, I was bummed. I was really bummed. That happened a few months ago, and they don't let you retake it for another 6 months. What bothered me, on top of all that, was that they tested me on an area that I don't have access to, Content ID. I have to manually find my examples of my videos being used at other places, like people were telling me about Raider Central, right? Others who have been given the permission to use Content ID, it automatically pops up for them, not me, even though I have tons of original content. And I've never been able to get a straight answer why that's the case. So as a result, because I haven't been able to use the mechanism, I didn't test well at it. Duh. Even though I studied. Duh. I missed by 1 percentage point. So I'm feeling you, man. I'm feeling you. Now, Joseph Jones says, everyone else has been on a prove-it contract, so until Carr proves it, his skill set, he's not above the team. John Mark says, question for you, Zinni. It's off topic, but do self-employed people need to pay Social Security and Medicare tax? If so, how much more? You do need to pay into it. I'm never one to advise anybody of skipping a tax. I would research for your particular situation what the rules are, okay? I would never tell anyone not to pay a tax, okay? That's just not something that I believe in, even though I have some problems dealing with the tax people because of the way that I'm taxed, which is wrong. But I've got to file a document basically saying, hey, I was taxed the wrong way. Okay, I've got to file that multiple number of times. But it's because as a startup, well, I just got a lot of bad advice. Okay, that's the main thing. But I believe in paying my taxes. I believe in paying my fair share. So research that. Now, let me go back to scroll down because I know you asked that before. All right. John Mark says, YouTube makes you take exams. Yeah, if you want to be YouTube certified, you do. And Daniel says, are there any prospects out of Vegas that have turned out good? Daniel, I don't understand your question because the Golden Knights are getting players from other teams. They're brand new. Try that. Corvette says 101 degrees in Vegas right now. Crazy. 101. Henry Flores says, you're right, Zenny. I'm alive. My son is healthy. Yes. I have a great job. All I need is a Kim Kardashian lookalike girlfriend to make it better. You know what? I need great new clients. And I don't exactly want a Kim Kardashian lookalike because she's not exactly what I want in the legs area. But am I being shallow? Okay, yeah, so what? But, I can state that. But somebody along the lines of a nice CrossFit trainer would be, someone like, I'm trying to think of the CrossFit champion's name that was in Wonder Woman. Anyway, somebody like that. Okay, now, John Mark says, Zinni, I may email you my idea about my internet radio station. Okay, please do. Please do. And, let's see here. John Marks, your video about your shares idea is a great one. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. And by the way, the plan is there. Oh, by the way, folks, speaking of plans, the GoFundMe page, I'm going to put the link to that. And I'm going to replace it. I'm going to replace the t-shirt link with the GoFundMe link starting tomorrow. And so now ML Scott. Oh, ML, I did. And oh my God, I'm behind. I need to take care of that. I apologize. I will take care of that tomorrow. Now, let's see here. I'm trying to remember. Oh, here. Daniel says prospects out of Vegas to a team like the Predators. Oh, I see. In past teams, like how their talent looking out of Vegas. Well, I see what you're getting at, okay? But see, Daniel, Vegas never had a team before, all right? Now, this is expansion draft. They got the Pittsburgh Penguins star goalie. That's huge. Did the Golden Knights. That's huge. But Las Vegas has never had an NHL team before. So I don't understand your question. At any rate, ML Scott says, no worries. I just want to make sure you got it. Yes, I got it. I certainly did. Now, that whole deal about the FAA, by the way, is located in Phoenix, the organization that's going to be determining the fate of the Las Vegas Raiders, Oakland Raiders NFL Stadium in terms of height. And I don't know. I'm trying to find the matrix of height limitations over there. Uh, and I'm trying to find it in preparation for this. I don't have it. I had it for the previous stadium. I don't have it for this one. Okay. So let me see. Let me think. FAA height limits. Let me try something here. FAA height limits. Let's do a little search here. FAA Las Vegas. I'm doing a search here. Stadium limit. Height limit. Height limit. NFL. Okay. Let's see here. So we know that Las Vegas is going to look at it. We have a height requirement review. I found something. Stadium impacts on aviation evaluation process. This was put out by the Southern Nevada Tourism and Infrastructure Committee last year. This is what it reads, okay? All right. It says, any proposed new or altered structures within the United States that would exceed 200 feet or more above ground level or be placed within certain vertical slopes in relation to nearby airport runways must first undergo a comprehensive federal review process to assess potential effects on local air traffic operations and safety. The following summarizes that process and other layers of review that a proposed dome stadium would be subjected to should plans to develop a stadium near McCarran International Airport move forward. Number one, this is obstruction evaluation airport airspace analysis. That's called the 7460 process, and that's after the form. And that analysis by the FAA focuses on potential hazards a new or altered stadium structure could pose to air traffic. The FAA performs an aeronautical study that considers the structure's height, location, and other factors. Based on its review, the FAA could issue a notice of presumed hazard if a project potentially interferes with air safety and or the efficient use of navigable airspace. 2. Clearance of one-way protection zone. One-way protection zones are trapezoidal areas established at the ends of runways that serve to enhance the protection of people and property on the ground in the event an aircraft lands or crashes beyond a one-way. The RPZ near the proposed stadium site extends across Tropicana Avenue. That's on the old site. Okay, then there's noise contours, arrival and departure procedures impact, pilot discretion, future instrument flight rules, traffic study. Okay, so it says, and that has to do with the Tropicana site. All right, so that was the old Tropicana site, which of course everyone knew that was going to fail its review, right? Let's check on images and see if we can find anything else here. See, that's the old Tropicana site consideration there, all right? This is the Russell, this is the, that is the Bali High site. Now, Bali High is right next to it. That's not happening. We know that. This is Russell Road right here, okay? This is the Russell Road site. Let's enlarge this a little bit, get a better picture of what we're talking about here. Let's go blog. Let's see what's going on here. Just give me that. It's giving me that dang on spinning wheel of death jazz. So, oh, here we go. Okay. Let's see here. I don't like that. I don't like that. I like this. View image. There we go. Okay. This is the new stadium site, all right? That's the old one. That's right next to it. But this is not far away either. So the whole point is you've got this runway, right? But then also you've got this. Okay? And so this, right? So let's take this is over here. So everyone's talking about this runway, but it's this. Okay? And that's too close for comfort in terms of how they would be regarded. All right? You going to sleep, Barry? All right, good night, man. But you see what I'm getting at? That's a bit close for comfort there. We've got, let's see here. No. That's Carson. That's Russell Road site. And then that's the Bali High site. This is interesting. This is Rob Feldman Properties. Rob Feldman asks, would you bet that the Raiders are coming to Las Vegas? He's a real estate guy. Let's see what this real estate guy, this Vegas real estate guy says. Hold on a second. Would you bet that the Raiders are coming to Vegas? How about a Super Bowl game in the entertainment capital of the world in this futuristic stadium? Okay. Which looks like it's about 300 feet, right? And there's Mr. Adelson. Okay. And so, decision state. Okay. Now we've got the Russell Road site and Bali High site. What does he say? And he says, last week, 2 sites were identified with Russell Road as the preferred site by the developers. All right. I got to get rid of this crap here. That's gone. Go away, ad. Go away, you download ad. Come on, get out of there. I'll click on this. There we go. All right. Maybe this is click onable too. No, it's not. All right. What does this guy say? The Oakland location's much better. All right. Whatever about Harry. Timelines. Okay. So, there we go. All right. Boom. Let's go down and see what else is here. We don't have much else. All right. Wait a minute. Who's that? That's me. Woohoo! Hey, that's me. Woohoo! Hey, that's me. Woohoo! That's crazy, man. Hey, that's me. Woohoo! All under a search for FAA Las Vegas Stadium limit. That's hilarious. Boy, there's Mr. Adelson. There's Mark Bedane. There's Sisolak. Oh, shoot. It's me again. Oh, my God. It's me again. That's hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. Oh, my God. Wait a minute. It's me again. And again. Wow. That's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Huh. Let me keep scrolling down here. Wait a minute. There I am again. And again. And again. Huh. Wait a minute. And there I am again and again. Boy, oh boy. And again. And again. All right. And again. That's absolutely hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. What that means is, I guess it means I've talked up a lot about this stuff. Anyway, okay. Now, Octavio says, but it's not on the flight path. Hey, Octavio, it's not so much the flight path that's the issue. It's the conic, all right? And I got to find a conic analysis of it. It's close enough to be of concern. And again, you're not talking about something that has to be right in the middle of the flight path. You know, it's as Bob Montgomery of Southwest Airlines told me, the question is it something that's going to have these bells and whistles to where it will be distracting to a pilot as you land? Yeah, so take Monday Night Football. You got night game, stadium's all lit up and everything. You can see it when you land. Is that enough of a distraction to be of concern? And given where it's situated. Now, that's up to the FAA. But it's already, the simple fact that it's triggering a review means that it's over the height limit. It's over the height limit, okay? So that's the first deal. I mean, we know that if it were not over the height limit of 200 feet, there will be no need for a review. But there is a review because it's over the height limit. And that's not the headline, which should be Oakland Raiders Las Vegas Stadium over FAA height limit, review triggered. That's the truthful headline, because that's what's going on. So yeah, they ought to be concerned about what the FAA might say, and that gives me an idea. Now, Octavio says, "Yeah, Zinni, you're popular." I don't know if that's so much popular as a reflection of how much content I produced on this downline thing. You know. Hey, but if you want to say that I'm popular, I'll take that. Okay. But Steve Collins says it correctly. Oakland location is perfect. And Octavio, hey, Octavio, how are you doing? And yeah, Steve Collins says planes fly right over the Rams' new stadium. Hey, but Steve, it's 3 miles away, right? In fact, let's take a look at that. I'm glad you brought that up, Steve. Let's take a look at that. Let's see. Inglewood. I'm typing Inglewood State NFL Stadium. Then I'm typing airport, right? Airport. And what I'm looking for is a map that shows me some image that shows me not a map. I really need an image that shows me the relational distance, okay? That's what I'm looking for. All right? And right now I'm not seeing that. That's Hollywood Park. I'm still not seeing. I'm seeing Hollywood Park. Let's see, new football stadium. And Inglewood the Forum. See, take a look at this, all right? You see that? There's no airport within the vicinity here. Oh, there, look at that. Way down there, if that's the airport. Way down there. That's a big distance, okay? So let's see if there's anything else that would give us a clue. No, that's not it. What about this? No, that's not it. What about, let's see, anything else here? Take that away. Let's scroll down a bit. Let's see here. I'm looking for that definitive map that shows the proximity the airport is from the stadium, and I'm not seeing that here, okay? But I understand it's 3 miles, something like that. Ah, wait a minute, maybe this is it. That's, what is that? That's the Stadium La Brea. Sorry about that, folks. If you're still live, hold on a second. And I'm not seeing that map at all. Wait a minute. I think I found one. Okay, there's Inglewood right there, right? Let's take a look at this. Let's see what we've got here. Nah, that's the article. I want the image. There's the image, okay? Nah, still not showing me what I'm looking for. Rams once again. Let's see here. Still not there. Rank. But the best I've been able to do is up here, okay? And that photo, where was it? Indicated a stadium that was really, close to roads, but not where you'd have to be concerned about an airport. All right, take a look at that. All right, so that's what I'm talking about. There's the Rams Stadium site. That looks like it might be the airport. If that's the case, that's a long distance. All right, let me see what they're saying. Well, that's the Rams. That's San Diego. All right. Anyway, there you go. All right, so that's it. All right, so that's it. So ML Scott says, Yeah, Octavia says go to Google Earth. That's a good idea, but um, yeah, that is a good idea actually, Octavia. That is a good idea. I'll do that. And Octavia says, as I said, the flight path cone. Okay. Steve Collins says planes fly right over Ramsey Stadium. Steve Collins says when Lakers played the Fabulous Forum, planes would fly over every 30 seconds. But this is right. But see my point is that we're talking about this in relation to Las Vegas, right? And my point is that the stadium there is 3 miles, whereas the Las Vegas stadium is not 3 miles. It's like quite literally just a few blocks away. It's a big difference, all right? And it's already triggered a height review. Bam! Height review, okay? So that's telling. That's telling, all right? Now, I think the last time they went through this, this is not the first time they went through this. It was for a different property, not this one. That was closer to the airport. They said, no, we're not doing it. No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. So it doesn't, I'm going to do some more research on this. Joseph Jones says, wouldn't the massive amounts of technology like satellite and Wi-Fi interfere with airplane instruments and communications? You know, I would think so, but I want to talk to Bob Montgomery again of Southwest to see what his concerns are. You know what though? Google Earth is a great idea, all right? Google Earth is a fantastic idea. Let's do that. Russell Road. I think we did this before, right? Russell Road. Excuse me, Russell Road. Oakland Raiders, Russell Road. Russell Road and Polaris Avenue, I believe is really what it is, right? Yes, Russell Road and Polaris Avenue. This time, I got it right, dudes. Woo! All right. Okay, this is it. Russell Road and Polaris Avenue, okay? Now, I'll take your advice and I'll go, let's see here, out a little bit, out a little bit. Where is this? What is this doing? It says 2D, not 3. But we'll go up a bit, all right? We'll go up a bit. And looky there. What is that, folks? That's our property, okay? Right? This is our property. Take a look at that, okay? Right? That is our property, right? That's what we're talking about, okay? Look at the height of these buildings versus the stadium renderings, just FYI. Now, where is the airport in relation to that? Let's go out a bit further. A bit further. Ooh! What's that? What is that? Dang! Dang! Look at that! Dang! Look at that. That's still close. I mean, Bali High will be right up on it, but dang! This is close, all right? Now, having said all that, look. We do have these hotels nearby. We've got Excalibur, but the stadium is supposed to go here, okay? And we've got this airport runway here. We've got these, and we've got that, all right? Now, I've always thought about things from this perspective, but not this one. And I don't know how the FAA is going to look at that, okay? So Rick says, hey, Zinni, what are they doing about the parking situation? Don't they need more land? Yeah, they do. And the question is, where are they going to go to get the other land, right? I mean, you go over here. That's a long way. The Clark County regulation says it has to be, close by, okay? Then, this is interesting. Let's see if we can get another perspective here, all right? There's another perspective. And there's all of that runway there, right? From McCarran. And there is our stadium site there, okay? So you don't have any other development here. That would be new. Mandalay Bay, you have the Shark Reef Aquarium, all right? And the stadium, I believe, is supposed to be situated at the back end of the property here, okay? So, that's interesting. That is quite interesting. That is really quite interesting. It really is. Hold on a second here. That's quite interesting. Let me go back and get your thoughts on this. Says Joseph Jones. Steve Collins says it doesn't matter anyways. Raiders aren't going to Las Vegas. Corvette says Mark Davis should just run away in his stadium. Corvette says stupid move, Mark, to leave Oakland. It is. John Mark says I agree. Corvette. Rick Rice says, hey Zinni, what are they doing about the parking situation? I answered that question. Google Earth on the Rams stadium to see how close the airport is to it. It's further away. I mean, it's much further away. That is not 3 miles that you just looked at, okay? That is not 3 miles. So I don't have to go to Google Earth to tell you that the airport's further away. I mean, that distance between Russell Road and McCarran, that's not even a mile. That's not even a mile. So where are they in the lease agreement? Well, there's 12 pages, documents. The main document is finished, but there's still UNLV that's up in the air. Well, look, the other 11 are up in the air, all right? How they're progressing, nobody knows because there's no stadium authority meeting upcoming for the near future. But there may be some developments on the Stadium Authority website. Hold on a second. Folks, I'm going to go into 145. It's 136. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let's see here. Got Las Vegas, Stadium Authority, Clark County, bam. See any developments there? Nope. See the next meeting. Oh, it's an upcoming meeting, July 13th. That's the next meeting, all right? So there's the agenda. Oh, that's right, because there's the meeting minutes and background. There's no agenda posted yet. Okay. Now, I do remember that now that memory is kicking in, I believe Authority Chair Steve Hill did say that there was going to be additional meetings installed, and this is one of them. July 13th, 2017 is the next meeting. No documents posted right now. See that? No documents posted. If you want to see what the documents are, and go here. There's Senate Bill 1, which you need to read if you haven't read. There's the project documents, the stadium lease agreement, that's Rick Rice. The financial documents, the budget summary and the Stadium Authority budget. The stadium. This is the early memorandum when Adelson decided to drop out. Nothing new. All right, nothing new. So, let me get back to your questions here. Raiders aren't going to Las Vegas. Relocation not signed or leased. What about the relocation fee? Rams are 5 miles from LAX. And, yeah, they're a long way. They're a long way away. So to close this conversation, the bottom line is that the FAA height requirement is 200 feet. They obviously cannot bore down deep enough, unlike Inglewood in Las Vegas, to escape the 200 feet issue. So you're looking at a stadium that's closer to 300 feet high. the other question is, are there comparable stadiums closer to airports than Inglewood? People focus on Inglewood because it's new, but Inglewood is an earth sheltered design. What does that mean? That, it's to a degree underground to get around the height issues. And I think its total height is, because of that, 160 feet. Not so for Vegas. So that review is going to be very telling whenever it gets underway. I mean, yeah, the Raiders asked for it now, but how long it's going to take is another story. Time to dig, time to dig, time to dig. Now, Octavio Arias says, we need to get going on a lawsuit. Rick Rice says, what more needs to be done until they start to break ground? I feel like once they break ground, Oakland's chances are slim to none. I think, well, again, what needs to be done is the completion of something they haven't started on yet, which is the due diligence and development agreement. And they need to complete they also need to complete the labor agreement. They need to complete, it's a big deal, the UNLV agreement, and that's really quiet. We'll have a better picture as to where they are with that on July 13th. So they need to complete all of those agreements, or most of them, before they can really say we're close to breaking ground. And then not only that, they need to give us a picture. The financiers also need to report on where they are in terms of advancing money. And are they confident that the stadium can pencil out? Those are questions that in a normal time frame would have been answered before groundbreaking and early on, like a year before. But right now, no one knows that. So this is a project that is still very much, kinky. So Rick Rice says, we gotta stop this thing before they break ground. I think that it's imperative to really get this train going, if you know what I mean, okay? I don't think that groundbreaking is something that stops anything. And why do I say that? Well, let me show you why I say that. Something that if you haven't seen it, you need to see it. This is why I say it's never over in redevelopment unless it's torn down. This is what I'm talking about. Especially in Las Vegas. Watch this. Bam. Bam. This. The Fontainebleau. Okay? Highest, as this says, highest building there, never finished. All right? Look at that. That's how it was supposed to look. Okay? This is how it was supposed to look. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, that's how it looks, supposed to look. That's how it looks right now. Okay? But it's not finished. Look how big it is, and it's not finished. Look at this. Okay? And it's not finished. All right? It's not finished. Okay? Look at that. Look at this. It's empty. Okay? Look at that. It's pockmarked. It's huge. Okay? This is a constant reminder for me of how things in Vegas can go wrong. And that's why you would say, what would cause this to get there? Well, hey, run out of money. Financing peters out. That could happen. That could happen. So that's why when I think about the Raiders Stadium project, I'm not confident. It's not just because of the Fontainebleau. It's because of all the fact that this was rushed. And there's so many aspects to this that can go wrong. All right, particularly with respect to, well, pick it, FAA, financing. FAA is already an issue because of the height. Financing, UNLV, those are the big deals. The labor issue. Hey, do you realize that the head of Union Local 872 was alleged to have assaulted a black laborer in 2011, and that a group of black laborers were lured to a big Las Vegas project with the promise of a big paycheck, and they got paid nothing? What's to say that doesn't happen again here? There are a lot of aspects to this project that when you start thinking about it, it's like, oh, stay in Oakland, man. Just saying. All right. Yeah, more like a cash grab, says John Marks. Rick Rice says, point made, thanks, Zinni. Randy Leon says, look, let's be real. Do you have a... I have no idea what you're talking about, Randy. Anyway, let's see here. And in fact, since I don't know what Randy's talking about, guess what? Randy gets the boot. So, Randy, you go bye-bye. Because I don't want to deal with it. All right. So, let's see here. Folks, it's... no, Rick Rice, you are the man. You are the man. Steve Collins says, Zinni, they even have a spec book and plans complete? No, they don't. No, they don't. And will the Las Vegas pull it through? And Rick Rice says, we got to stop this thing before they break ground. We do. It's 1:45, folks. I will see you tomorrow. All right? And as they always say, you can bet your last money it's all going to be a Stone Gas. I just can't say honey. But anyway, I'm not Don Cornelius. I'm Zinni Abraham. I will see you all tomorrow. I'm waving goodbye. Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. Thank you for stopping by. And remember, GoFundMe, We Stand with Oakland. Make sure you support the cause. Oakland Raiders. Good night, Mr. Marks. Good night, Mr. Collins. Good night, everybody. Rick Rice, Octavio, everybody. Good night, good night, good night. I'll see you all soon. And please, definitely donate as Octavio orders you. Thank you, Corvette. Good night. 831 Scott says, good night, Zinni. Thanks for the great live stream. A thumbs up. A thumbs up back to you, sir. Thank you. All right, good night, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Rick Rice.